Ink is not afraid of paper. It is the paper that is afraid of being spoiled. You're welcome to another episode. We're on Punch of Saturday, July 28th to August 9, 1979, page 6. I think it's a Ghanaian affair, but maybe the meaning might extend further beyond Ghana. Let's see. Blameza's lawyer talks to Punch. Blameza's lawyer talks to Punch. I think I saw something here I wanted to show you. Yes, plain talk. You can see a Punch. They talk plain talk. They talk plainly. Plain talk. Now let's go to the point. Blameza's lawyer. Blameza's, let me call it well. Blameza. It is Blameza, spelled Miezah, then apostrophe comma. Blameza's lawyer. Blameza's lawyer talks to Punch. Question: Mr. Jimmy Alara, are you one of the lawyers who defended who defended Dr. John Aka Blameza in the bribery and forgery case? It's a question. Answer: yes. Question: what were your impressions about the cases? Answer: I enjoyed being one of the lawyers in the case because I rubbed shoulders with giants like Alhaji Kwao Swansea, Allah Ajeti, uh, Allah Ajeti, then Allah, a top American criminal. Sorry, Allah, I can't, the second letter is erased. So let me read it as Alora. Yes, let me read it as Alor, a top American criminal lawyer with 40 years experience. Then Charles Laurentel and Felix Kien, Felix Klein, an experienced handwriting expert who is recognized by the United Nations. I believe that I finished the case a better lawyer than when I entered it. Viewers, some of you may know these personalities or may remember them. Okay, question. Would you say that Dr. Blameza had a fair trial? Answer: I would not say he had 100% fair trial because the judge was too much in a hurry to finish the case. Full stop. He behaved as if he was running 100 yards dash justice. A 100 yards dash. Dash is spelled DASH. I can't see a full stop there, but justice starts with a capital letter. So let's see. Justice, yes, justice is not a fast but a shoe organ. Justice is not a fast but a shoe organ. The judge, Mr. Brobe, created the impression that he had a mission to remove. He had a mission to remove and shut away Dr. Blameza from the midst of his followers for some number of years. Pardon me. Question. That's interesting. Could you further dilate on that? Answer. For example, the way and manner the justice illegally remanded Dr. Blameza is in custody when his lawyers inadvertently failed to turn up in the bribery case and his scornful comments on Felix Klein, the American handwriting expert in the forgery case, together with the together with his whatever the defense say is wrong in inverted commas, eh, is wrong attitude were rather unfortunate. Question: uh, Do you see anything wrong with one judge doing two cases simultaneously involving one accused person? Answer: Surely that's wrong. Mr. Broby ought not to have been allowed to try both the forgery and the bribery case. Full stop. One was enough for him. Like everybody, he is susceptible to prejudice, and there is no doubt he felt he fell into that temptation. He fell into that temptation immediately after he convicted Dr. Blemeza in the first case, i.e., the bribery case. Full stop. Uh, after all, he is not the only circuit judge. After all, he's not the only circuit judge available, especially since he was only recently promoted to the circuit bench. Question: What is your view about both judgments? Answer: the first judgment, i.e., that in the bribery case, was extremely unsatisfactory, and it is likely that a subsequent court would disturb it. I think the word disturb, yes, it's likely that a subsequent court would disturb it. The second one, i.e., the forgery judgment, was too much one sided. It was it also contained several interesting legal points, uh, procedurally, procedurally, procedurally and substantively, which procedurally and substantively, which have to be involved on appeal. Question: What is your opinion about the judge, Mr. Broby? What is your opinion about the judge, Mr. Broby? Answer: Quite, quite hardworking and bend, quite hardworking and bendable. Pardon me, some of the letters are off. I erased. Quite hardworking and bendable, determined and devoted to work. To me, he is an experienced magistrate and an inexperienced circuit court judge who has been caught in the web of constant publicity. Can I get a meaning of this? Let me repeat it. To me, he is an experienced magistrate and inexperienced circuit judge who has been caught in the web of constant publicity. Full stop. Like every other judge, he has faults. Like every other judge, he has fault. He is largely he is largely to be usually on the side of prosecution with a bias against an accused. Okay. Question: Does Dr. Blemeza have a chance of coming out in both cases? I'm sorry, it's my own mistake. Uh, does Dr. Blemeza have a chance of coming out in both cases, i.e., bribery case and the forgery one? Answer: No judgment. No judgment is foolproof. I have also always been inspired by late Dr. Dankwa's philosophy that there is and there is no legal injury which has no remedy. There's no legal injury which has no remedy. Mm. I am very optimistic about Dr. Blemez's chances in both cases at the appeal. There is always something which can turn the tables when one sits down and read and ponder carefully. Law is just like a science whose law is just like a science whose discovery has no end. Okay. Question. Mr. Jimmy Alara, as one of the lawyers in this case, you have the privilege of being close with Dr. Blemeza in the course of the case. What do you say about the man, his wealth, and his political views? Answer. I only worked for Dr. Blemeza as a lawyer and not an economist or a politician. As a client, he is one of the best, not money wise, of the best, not money wise, but because he is always very inspiring and is never discouraged. Okay. As a lawyer, it's a continuation of the answer. As a lawyer, therefore, one is also never discouraged. He is also always thinking. Full stop. You, comma, therefore, comma, have to think too. Face to face, full stop. Face to face with him, one really sees that Dr. Blemeza is extremely harmless as a butterfly, and there is a realization that he's one man who has been grossly misrepresented primarily by the press and secondly by almost everybody. There should be some fresh reappraisal. There should be some fresh reappraisal or thinking about the man Dr. John Akablemeza, alias John Colora Blay. Question. When shall both appeals come on? Answer. Presently, times are very rough. Appeals of this nature need good, sober times for, for better, dispassionate consideration. Question. Shall you participate in the hearing of the appeals? Answer. That is certain. The trial of Dr. Blemeza has only just begun. Mr. Broby has not got the last word. His circuit court is only the first step. And we have therefore more steps to climb, i.e., the High Court, the Court of Appeal, and the full bench of the Court of Appeal or the Supreme Court. Question. What is your opinion about the administration of justice in the country? Important question. Let's hear the answer. That is at that time, 1979. The present position is not bad. Mhm. Only our top judges have to resist very hard temptation of playing into the hands of people in power for whatever reason, because that is the only way by which the dignity of the Ghanaian can be saved. He continues. They must also keep some form of liaison with the bar almost always and also in times of national crisis. They are first and foremost lawyers and secondly judges. If they are removed in the course of the pursuit of worthy cause, they shall be welcomed by they shall be welcomed by the bar through the lawyers to earn a decent living. Question. Mr. Jimmy Alara, thank you so much for this stimulating interview. You're welcome. So that's all for Dr. Blemiza. Where we are now going to a tough place. How we can go through this damaged part of the paper. After victory, what? So I think that is it. I'm sorry, it's torn like I always say. Oh, where is this? After victory, what? After victory, what? Oh, I'm calling back. Let me see. Let me put it aside. After victory, what? Okay. It could be predicted that the third, it could be predicted that the Third Republic, if, I can't read it. It's only some two words of, I don't know. If we may have to be objective, if we, I think it is if we, it could be predicted that the Third Republic, if we may have to be objectively pessimistic, is going to be one that would drain resources from human faculties to forbearance and accommodation. That is, should we decide to make any decisive and creditable progress within the very short space of our years, of 4 years, I'm sorry, of 4 years, I'm sorry. This is my own blunder. Okay. Paragraph. Pessimistically, this is appropriate because recent events have convinced everybody, including the skeptics, that right here in our country, the state has no individualistic preoccupation than the individual. Paragraph. Countrymen are really even more anxious to relegate the importance of our beloved country to the bottom of their catalogue of personal priority, which presupposes the formulation of constituency theories in trying to identify whether our interests conflict with those of the state. Okay. Classifications. The two civilian regimes we have had in the country clearly polarized two very important economic classifications. In one, it was the state that was rich, that is, real strategic economic control dwelt in the roots of the state. Paragraph. On the converse, one also found it expedient to put economic power in the hands of individuals who had the propensity and eyes for money. Without being necessarily without being necessarily analytical, we should visualize which administration stood for what. Paragraph. The Third Republic starts with a state whose ills have just been diagnosed, and whose sons and daughters are more steeped in the craft of cheats and avaricious practices. This never stops in Ghana, in a place like Ghana, and probably in many places. Mm. Uh, well, I've been warned the temperature, I think, of my machine is too high. I don't know what happens next. If it does, we have to break and start another time. Okay, let's go and let's see. There is an increasing affinity for conspiracy and subversion of all goodwill, such that the possibility of the truth triumphing over this place is torn, triumphing over and iniquity is very I'm sorry. Okay, then what major thing that the party in power may well avoid will be unpopularity. To the Ghanaian, if you are a stumbling block to institutional malpractices and corruption, you are certainly not fit to rule. They want the ruler to promote mischief, sow the seeds of corruption, and allow individuals to live as their violent brains will permit, to live as their violent brains will permit. Full stop. Survival of the fittest. Then it asks, survival of the fittest. A paragraph. A party will want a party will want to achieve the best for the country, but will never know stretch of, but will never, no, 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 let me take it again. A party will want to achieve the best for the country, but will under no stretch of imagination want to lose its hold of popularity by being necessarily iron-fisted. Paragraph. It's always historically perverted that such radical ruthlessness can only breed dictatorship. Paragraph. Broadly regarded, thus, these are some of the problem areas that could confront the ruling party. Okay. Another thing which the next government will find it difficult to compromise on is perhaps its own ideological fantasies. This is the year 1979, July. I think that was the interim period Rawlings was on power, because he came June 6th and seized power. Yes, that was the time Rawlings was in power. Oh, can I lose? So I lost. Okay. I've lost where I am. Let's see. Another thing which the next government will find it difficult to compromise on is perhaps its own ideology. All the world over, ideology has been one of mankind's problems in the pursuit of peaceful coexistence, and all the other attributes of good neighborliness which we all cherish so much. Pardon me, sometimes I think my donation is getting spoiled. Okay, so bear with me. Paragraph. Impersonally, some call it principles, and can be what they are, it is always true that we cannot compromise them. This is because our principles are built on our principles are built and invisibly woven to our pride and such as such to other and as such to alter on the basis of understanding and agreement will be to will be to reveal the other side of one's personality to ridicule and inconsistency. I think that's all the story. After victory, whatness? After victory, what? I think that is all the story. We've done Blemizer's story, and now we're going to help the farmers. Yes, help the farmers. Help, help the farmers. Statistics conducted show that the nation is kept on, on his feet by the toil of only 6% of the population who are peasant farmers and who usually cultivate other cash crops aside the edibles. Paragraph. Other data also indicate that agriculture is one of the areas that receive heavy investment but whose subjects are least protected, within the confines at material within the confines of material upliftment. Okay. Paragraph. Of late, farming has been one of the places that have undergone diverse shortcomings as a result of unavailability of some of the basic farming implements like cutlasses and hoes, which are certainly indispensable, which are certainly indispensable tools in this field. You can imagine cutlasses and hoes, and we can't provide them. Oh my God! But like cutlasses and hoes, which are certainly indispensable tools in the field. You're not talking of big equipment machinery. You're talking of cutlasses and hoes. In 1979. Oh, Ghana. Okay. By tradition, a farmer has to leave for his farming early in the morning if he has to do any meaningful work before scorching sun starts playing tricks with the back and his strength. Yes, agree. Farmers usually in the northern part of Ghana, you have to come very early. In fact, all throughout the country, you have to come out very early. In fact, any kind of work, if you want to work without sweat. So he's right. And his strength. Okay, paragraph. His breakfast comprises dry food like baked plantain and kobe, which is a rare, which is a rarity these days. You can imagine. Yes. It was not plantain and Kobe. Kobe is fish, treated to prevent spoiling, treated in such a way that it will not spoil too fast. Okay, by day, laborers, into brackets, apologies to the aliens compliance order are now extremely difficult to come by. And when they finally lay hands on one of the charge is when they finally lay hands on one, the charge is atrocious, from 8 cities to 10 cities per day. That is, if you are not ready to provide any meal for the farm hand. So there was Aliens Compliance Order in 1969, and therefore I think all the aliens left, and there was shortage of labor, something like that, and they were being charged about 8 cedis a day. Today you need 10 cedis for a meal. And today, as I agreed, you need at least 10 cedis for a meal, not big meal, not just ordinary. Okay, farmhand. Paragraph. Undoubtedly, this has reduced farmers to a state of paupery. Yes, to a state of paupery in which they find it difficult to differentiate what is good for human beings at large and what actually is good for the urban or rural man. Okay. This persistent state has thrown them at the mercy of people who are ready to assist with the proviso that they off pay off their debts in kind by harvesting a certain quantity of their produce equivalent to amounts owed. Oh my God. Okay, let's see. Uh, to them, saving at the bank is a very sophisticated step which does not yield any dividends. Paragraph. They claim farming has lost its glamour because farmers can no longer build houses as they used to in the past, and moreover, it is now in the statutes that all corrupt officials are going to be sent to jail. No, no, no. All corrupt officials are going to be sent. Let me take it again. Uh, it is now in the statutes that all corrupt officials are going to be sent to till the land. Sorry, are going to be sent to till the land, implying that their profession is a recognized natural form of punishment. So, so if that's somebody's profession, farming, and now if criminals, people who commit minor crimes, are going to send to farm, then it means that they are admitting that farming is a form of punishment. Oh my God. Because they use manpower and not much big machinery. Okay. Profession is a recognized nature from punishment, a natural form of punishment. Yes, I've got it. Though the enlightened know that, that is not the real case. Okay. Indeed, the farmers need special attention and even priority from Medicare to bank facility and education. They must be given their due and urgently. Let's see if we can do the last story. Action line. Where do we lodge complaints? Action line. Where do we lodge complaints? Uh, Sir, permit me. I think that's written by an individual. Who is the writer? Kojo Kwafu, P.O. Box 34, AdaM, AdaM 4, Kojo Kwafu, P.O. Box 34, AdaM 4. Okay, where do we lodge complaints? Sir, permit me to address the following to all concerned and to the chairman of the AFRC. Yes, I said Rollins was on top at that time. He promised 3 months before elections again. So, okay, much as we would like to give information in connection with the house cleaning, in connection with the house cleaning, many of us do not know where to address our complaints. You would say, go to the police. No, sir, I have least faith in the police. I have least faith in the police. I think it's still happening. I can cite several instances where the police have been informed of hoarded goods, the offenders were rounded up only to be released later on obvious conclusion. Dash uh, greasing of palm has taken place. Yes, so when they catch them, before you realize they are released, and they're taken to a police. Greasing of palm means putting money in the palm. So the money is grease. Now, you can't take them to police station before they are away. If I remember, I'll give you a story after this. Uh, Greasing of palms has taken place, yes. My suggestions, my suggestions are, what is this? Publish in the daily papers are one. Publish in the daily papers information centers in the regional and district capitals, constituency by constituency, where one can send information vital to the national cleaning exercise. You see, not all of us can read or write or keep telephone telephone numbers in our heads for a long time. Thus things thus thus okay, sorry. This I'm sorry. The writing is not too clear. This brings me to my second point. B. Use the advertisement section of the press, GBC TV, of the press, GBC TV, information service, and political propaganda vans to reach all the peoples in their own dialects. Full stop. After all, Kutu used this media for his obnoxious UNIGAF campaign. Thus, I assure you will give a total maximum effect to the exercise. Then we come to the next section under it, posts. Then we come to C after posts. Posts up there. Then we finish with A and B, and then we have C. Establish army posts. Establish army posts to all lorry paths and along routes so that passengers can report bookmen and drivers who charge 1 cedi for paper, bags and 2 cedis for briefcases carried by passengers on any increase in fares. I think it should be on any increase in fares. Whenever they increase the papers, the charges too. Okay. After all, traveling on an aeroplane, one is given a certain weight. One can carry free of charge, irrespective of the fare he pays. which is constant. Uh, Pardon me. It it beats it beats my imagination. It beats my imagination how smuggled goods pass through many customs and checkpoints undetected, therefore being finally caught many miles and many checkpoints away from the original points of entry. Yes. They need to pass so many checkpoints, they are not caught. Then, after a long journey, they are finally caught. It beats his imagination. Points of entry. Somebody is taking undue act. Somebody is taking undue act in the revenue, or somebody is being criminally negligent in the performance of his duties. I therefore suggest that A, any official who is proved to have taken a bribe from a smuggler should be shot, e.g., the case of the 4 border guards at Aflao. You see human beings. So it means they will kill so many people because people will keep on doing it. Smuggling. Okay. Uh, he was saying this because it was a military regime. You cannot tell a civilian regime to do this. You cannot make such a suggestion to a civilian regime. Okay. B, he who gives the bribe should be shot. Then all Ghanaians should be shot. Simple. Simplicity. Today, all Ghanaians should be shot. He who gives the bribe should be shot. C, the driver of the truck on which goods are smuggled should be shot. The driver of the bus on which goods are smuggled should be shot. Let's go to DNC. All officials through whose checkpoints smuggled goods pass undetected should be whipped. Should be whipped publicly and redeployed to remove to remove should be redeployed to remove latrine. Pardon me. Feces. You see the suggestions that we're going to roll as people. And foolishly, he obeyed some of them, or most of them. Okay. Later on, they should be made to go back to their checkpoints. And I assure you, we will get maximum efficiency from them. No, it's only your imagination. What is the name? Kwaju Kwakwa. It's only your imagination. Okay. E, the truck should be given to the license. The truck should be given to and licensed in the name of one of the state enterprises for use of state. Look at that. Then appeal. That's the last section of that's the last part of the last section. Appeal. Would it not have been more advisable and more solitary if if the same amount had been granted as loans to 20 to 10 to 20 members of the low income group? Lastly, I make this appeal to the general public. Full stop. We all have been lethargic in our attitude to life to the point of being fatalists, to the point of being fatalists. Full stop. To all of us, I say, A, when you see the police, soldier, border guard piloting an articulated truck with goods on or standing by one discharging goods under the supervision of one of these officers. Report to the nearest center for officers to ascertain whether the police, soldier, or border guard at the time is genuine and supposed to be on official duty where he is. On official duty where is his. Yeah, where he is. Okay, C. When you see a driver tipping, when you see a driver tipping or bribing the police or a border guard, confront both of them on the spot. Do not keep quiet and grumble later on about the police taking bribes. We are in a new age. Speak promptly, speak boldly, speak trustfully. Report all malpractices on forever or report all practices or forever hold your useless tongue. Writer, I call the name again. Kwajo Kwafu, P.O. Box 24, AdaM. So the police have always not been trustworthy. Not today, right from colonial days. Our elders used to say, you want to take a friend from the forces, better take a soldier man as a friend and not police. The police, they are very untrustworthy. Whenever you are in trouble and you are taken to a police station, if there is a policeman who knows you, he will just sneak away and give the duty to another policeman to deal with you. So the army people are not like that. In Ghana, Kumasi, there is a place called Kejetia, that's the main market in Kumasi. There was a police post there. A pickpocket took money from somebody and he was taken to the post. And when he went there, without knowing the pickpocket has his accomplices around, the policeman asked him, how much money did you take from the culprit? He said, 60,000. I think it's 6,000 or so. The police has told him, tell the truth. He said, master, I swear God, 6,000. He said, tell the truth. I swear God, 2,000. Then they asked him to place it on the table. And he was there. After a long time, one of the policemen told the pickpocket, go tell the officers. As if he doesn't know, he said, tell the officers that you want to go and urinate. So the boy said, master, I want to go peace. So he said, you can go. He went. Then the policeman told him, if you come back, it's your own problem. So you should tell the officer that he wants to go and urinate. But if the pickpocket should come back, that is his own problem. So in other words, all the policemen there are aware of it. So he went. When he went, his colleagues asked him, what happened? Where is the money? He said, the police have seized it. This is what they told me. That I should go to urinate. When I urinate and I come back, that is my own problem. So, and the thugs came together, went to the police post and damaged it, spoiled everything there. And the police couldn't do anything. So that was what broke down the police post at Kejetia in Kumasi. I think that was in the 80s. You can imagine a policeman. Are you a thief or a police? Are you a thief or a policeman? Telling a pickpocket to tell you how much he collected. He said, and he emptied his pockets to show you that he took only this amount, 6,000 or so. Then you wasted time. He thought the culprits had gone, his accomplices had gone. Then he said, go and urinate. Tell the officers that you want to go and urinate. But if you urinate, if you come back, that means you don't like your freedom. So after collecting the money down, the man said, master, I want to go unity. He went away. And that's all. He said, no. The policeman have collected it. He went and ransacked the place, put it. That was the end of the police post at Kejetia in those days. So you can imagine, we can't trust each other. All these suggestions by this young man will not work because the Ghanaian is the Ghanaian or the human being is the human being. Uh, Put him in the police, put him in the army, put him in the health service, put him anywhere. He is still the Ghanaian. And there were shortages of items in those days. Anybody will do anything to make life easy for himself. It's unfortunate. Anyway, thank you very much. Ilaleka ibaba.